I'm back in Calcata, the hippie village of Italy. People have been living on this volcanic cliff for almost 3,000 years. Witches, cats, ancient rituals. This place has a lot of names, a lot of stories. They even say on the windy days, you can still hear the witches singing through the alleys. Some people live here because they still believe in the world, or perhaps because they have lost faith in it. Me, I'm here to eat. Good morning, guys. This is Chiun's and Nini. Today, spend one day with me in Italy. For breakfast, I went to the beach and had some ciambellone, a piece of blueberry pie, and a cup of cappuccino freddo. I also feeded the birds. I took off my shoes and walked barefoot on the beach. At first, I hated it because all I could think about was how I was going to clean my feet afterward. But after I got into the water, I felt really refreshed, even though I was still thinking about how I would clean my feet later. My dog seemed much more relaxed than me. He immediately felt at home and ran freely on the beach. He didn't care how he looked, where he came from, or where he belonged. He was just enjoying the moment. At one point, I wondered if dogs would drink seawater. Thankfully, he didn't. I'm here buying ingredients today. It's one of my favorite farmers' markets in Rome. All the vegetables here come directly from the farm behind the market. In the next video, the owner will take us behind the scenes and show us how everything is grown.
Costa di più questo. I'm gonna take a pepperoni. And I take one of this. Those three. Anyone knows what's this? Comment below. That's it.
Can you guess what I'm cooking next? The weather is starting to get really warm, so the first thing I need is a cold ice lemon tea. They gave me some bread. Look at these platters. One comes with fresh tomatoes, different kinds of cured meats, cheese, olives, and a few other simple ingredients. I also got some prosciutto e merone, a classic Italian summer dish.
Can I use the hand?
Something funny happened yesterday. I had a dream that I was eating all kinds of heavy, fatty food. In the dream, I was already completely full, but I didn't want to waste anything, so I kept eating until everything was gone. I woke up feeling uncomfortable just thinking about it.
So today I don't want to have bread. Lonza. The tomato of like heart of cow. I really hated this before, and it took me a long time to love it. Why Italians like bruschetta so much? I couldn't understand until this one time I ate one bruschetta. One of my Italian grandma friends, she made this bruschetta with the eggplant, and that was mind-blowing. It tasted so good, like I'm eating the meat because I'm a meat lover.
This is a traditional Italian dish called panzanella. It's basically a bread salad from Tuscany. The main ingredient is stale bread. Instead of throwing it away, people soak in water, squeeze it dry, and mix it with tomatoes, onions, olive oil, and vinegar.
Questo c'è stagnese. This is a little bit like a sparkling one.
Calcata is located about an hour from Rome. In the 1930s, concerns about the landslides led many people to believe that Calcata was no longer safe to live in. Most of the residents left. But in the 1960s and 70s, a different kind of people arrived. Artists, musicians, writers, and hippies. They transformed abandoned houses into studios, galleries, and small shops. They gave the village a second life. And yes, here feels like a place where people come to escape reality and begin again. Walking through these ancient stone streets, I can almost see those young people from 50 years ago, still here, playing guitar, singing. I can feel humanity's love and hatred for the world. It's longing for freedom, and it's searching for meaning. That brief sense of freedom still lingers in the air. So I did kind of interrupt it. At the center of the square stands the Church of the Most Holy Name of Jesus, quietly watching generations of people come and go. Some seems to look like they have come to an end, but perhaps they're only the beginning of another story.
We're gonna eat here tonight.
La Piazzetta, The last time I was here was 3 years ago. Not much seems to have changed. The restaurant has been here since 1992, serving local ingredients, handmade pasta, and traditional dishes from the surrounding area.
Faccio io, registrata in Camera di Commercio con 3 farine biologiche, 2 ricano tenere, 1 di farro, provenienza Porno Vecchino, Monte Scuola. Lì c'è matriciana, sugo con salsiccia e carbonara, cipolla Miozzi Civile Castellana, salsiccia azienda agricola Manolo Lignano Flaminio, guanciale Noccino Palazzini Pieronepi, uovo biologico fattoria Cupiti Gallese, pecorini misti Cattani e Chiodetti, guanciale Noccino Palazzino Pieronepi.
From outside, I could hear the owner moving around the kitchen the whole time, cooking, cleaning, always busy with something. I feel like he never really leaves this place, not in a sad way. More like this restaurant has become part of his life, and he has become part of it. At one point, I called him a chef. He immediately laughed and said, No, I'm not a chef. Cuoco. I've noticed that a lot in Italy. Some of the people who have spent their entire lives cooking are often the least likely to call themselves chefs. Maybe that's humanity, or maybe after doing something for so long, there's no need to prove anything anymore. For secondo, I ordered Trippa alla Romana and some lamb skewers. Simple food, nothing fancy. Sometimes the simplest meals bring me the most happiness.
Better than mine. You should try it.
I was wondering why this dish tastes so good. It's very different than the one in other place. And the owner told me that he cooks the tripe in a pressure cooker. That makes sense. What we remember as delicious isn't always the most extraordinary food we've ever eaten. Sometimes it's the place, sometimes it's the people.
buono da morire questo, molto buono.
And sometimes it's simply the feeling of being cared for. Before I left, I sat outside the church for a while and said a little prayer for everyone watching the video. I hope some of the peace I feel here can reach you too.